As always, I want to start with the big developments emerging both from Karnataka and New Delhi at this point on the Game of Thrones. There seems to be pressure mounting for the party high command, more so as BJP threatens a no-confidence motion. What we're being told at this point is that the BJP on the 8th of December, that's when the assembly session will begin in Karnataka, they're going to move a no-confidence motion, and that is something that the Congress needs to be aware about at this point. Meanwhile, amid the power tussle, there seem to be growing speculations of whether the leaders will come down to Delhi to sort the tussle out. Remember, there has been quite a buzz that the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, and the Congress President, Mallikarjun Kharge, will be meeting with Siddaramaiah as well as DKS. In the latest show of strength, Dalit leaders have met Karnataka Minister Muniyappa at his residence amid the power tussle. This is a crucial development in the power tussle as the show of strength sends off a clear message from Muniyappa's end that if there is a tussle, then he is also competent enough to take over as Chief Minister. He aspires to be one. Also, Vocal Liga leaders have written to the Congress chief, Mallikarjun Kharge, batting for DK Shivakumar to be made the Chief Minister. Not just this, the leaders have gone on to say that they will protest in case the appointment does not come through, adding more fire to the already existing power tussle. Also, as camps pitch for their respective leaders to be brought into power, Karnataka Minister Priyank Kharge has reiterated his unity pitch and said the Congress was and will be united. But I want to start with what we're hearing from the Congress camp at this point. Sources have told NDTV that pressure is now mounting on the Congress leadership to resolve the deadlock before the 8th of next month, which is the 8th of December. The reason? The winter session of the State Assembly begins on the 8th. Sources say Mallikarjun Kharge is making it clear to Rahul Gandhi that this issue must be resolved by then. So expected maybe to spill into December, but the hope here is from the Congress camp that it doesn't go beyond the 8th of next month. Congress sources have told NDTV that Siddaramaiah's job is not currently in danger. The party is aware the numbers are in his favor. He is a big name, OBC leader with strong support from the Ahinda communities and from over 100 of the party's 137 MLAs. Therefore, any leadership change will be difficult without his consent. Let's just take you through some of those latest details that we have from the Congress at this point. As per Congress sources, Siddaramaiah's position is not in danger. DK Shivakumar may be asked to wait, but remember, DK Shivakumar wants some clarity on the transition phase, how long it will be and when will he get the turn to be Chief Minister. A cabinet reshuffle may be stalled under DKS's pressures, what we're being told. Change may be impossible without Siddaramaiah's consent. Now, remember, Siddaramaiah is one man who is seen as a prominent OBC leader. He is supported by over 100 MLAs at this point. So it is important for us to understand here why this is a huge dilemma for the Congress chief as well as the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, at this point to come to a clear decision. But that decision has to be reached before the 8th of December.
Congress was, is and will be united.
Sir, not just that, there is a Twitter wordplay going on between DK
See, that again is blown out of proportion. That is something that Mr. DK Shivakumar had said openly in during a speech. And the same speech was the thing that was put in there. Yes, maybe it was misconstrued or the timing was wrong or media, as always, reads between the lines. Now what can we do about it? We always walk the talk. That's exactly what we have always told, not from now. Even during Mr. Siddaramaiah's first time, that is the constant line that we have always told.
So now the BJP is trying to cash in on all these...
BJP will do that, right? That's their job. Why should I react to BJP?
Ritu joining me live. Ritu, there are sources that are telling us that at this point they cannot miff Siddaramaiah. There are sources also within the Congress telling NDTV that he seems to have the support, the wave with him at this point. This truly is going to be one of the biggest factors before Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge before a final decision can be made.
Well, very true. You see, that's the whole point, that the High Command is really taking time to mull over as well, because here they really cannot go by the individual case, whether it's about looking at the face of DK Shivakumar or at the Siddaramaiah's face. Now, they will have to understand that, the party shouldn't get damaged in the state. Now, what they really can do in that best of the favor is what they are also trying to understand as well. Now, herein, as you pointed out, it also indicates for us to understand about the whole of the caste dynamics that one sees here in the state, because we do know that Siddaramaiah is called as the Ahinda leader. He's a mass leader as well, a person who's always carried a clean chit on those lines without any cases against him. We have seen his past as well, the kind of positions that he has really he has held with that whole of the power, and ever since then, wherever he was deployed in all his means, he has tried to put out his best that he can in the form of the performance, to prove it to the party, to prove it to the state people here as well, with the pro people schemes as well that he had suggested, making is different than planning for it. So he has been part of all these crucial decisions in the state, also within the High Command as well. So that's the reason why the High Command is really taking this longer as well. Now, if we talk about the other factor about the DK Shivakumar, him being a Vocaliga leader, you see, the Vocaliga, as the votes are just not with the Congress, the votes are divided between the JDS and the Congress. Now, the fact being that the JDS, you have the Kumaraswamy now with the BJP, he's part of that, the JDS is part of the NDA now. The Vocaliga votes are also divided between the Congress and the BJP. Now, this is another major factor for the High Command to think about it, to look into the Vocaliga factor as well, even as the community is trying to mount a pressure saying that they voted to the party, assuming that their leader would be given a chance and opportunity to become the Chief Minister. So with all this turmoil, that one can see how that the High Command will be able to resolve this issue amicably. Now remember, anything that does not go down well with the Siddaramaiah can cost the party huge. Now that's what the High Command is also slightly scared of, to understand things in various factors.
All right, do stay with me, Ritu, because I want our viewers to understand that this is going to be the ultimate test for Congress senior leader Rahul Gandhi. And there are questions that we have for Rahul Gandhi that we're going to put up right now that he must answer in order to ensure that he can keep the flock together. The first question is, will there be a decision on who will be the Chief Minister for the next 2.5 years? This is something Sidaraya is absolutely adamant on, that he should continue for the next 5 years. Meanwhile, you have DKS saying, I want to understand the bigger picture. I want to understand that transition phase and what is the role that I will play in 2.5 years plus. The next question is, was a power transfer promised to DK Shivakumar? Remember, this is something that DKS alluded to, and he said about 5 or 6 other people were privy to that conversation. But that's the big question for Rahul Gandhi. And if there was a promise made, when will it be effected is the next question for the Congress senior leader, who has to make that decision hopefully before the 8th of next month. If no promise was made, will Congress refute the claim? Because it's something that even Ritu, the BJP has jumped on to, hasn't it? They've been questioning the Congress. They've been asking whether there is some secret deal. And if there is that secret deal, they have been talking about it while you have this rift that is widened within the Congress in Karnataka.
Well, very true. Now, of course, you have the Congress leaders who are denying this fact, saying that there's no faction within the party. But we are seeing two clear picture here. You have the DK Shivakumar's loyalists en routing to Delhi, coming back, holding series of meetings separately. And there you have the Siddaramaiah's camp, who again, are conducting the marathons of meetings that one can see here in the state. Then you have 2-3 leaders who are acting as in the mediator to convey the message to DK Shivakumar, to Siddaramaiah, and also take that consolidated, information to the High Command as well, to try and make them understand of what really is happening in the state. Now, they might be disapproving to it, but it's all out in the forum right now. You see, when we try to speaking to one of that, the loyalists from the DK Shivakumar's camp as well, you have the Balakrishna basically, who comes out openly to say that yes, he is waiting to see his leader, whom he calls the DK Shivakumar, as to take a oath. Now, that's his biggest dream that he has. He had also gone to Delhi to meet the High Command to put forth his demand as well, along with the other leaders. Now, this really is a clear picture to see that what really is happening, whether the Congress seems to be a divided house or not right now.
Ritu, do stay with me. I want our viewers also to understand at this point that there is this impending threat also from the BJP. Of course, many are questioning how strong a threat this can be. But we want you to understand that the BJP has threatened a no-confidence motion ahead of the State Assembly session, which is scheduled to begin in Belgavi on the 8th of December. Sources say the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge has made it clear that the issue must be resolved before the next Assembly. But we have some breaking news coming in. The Deputy Chief Minister, DK Shivakumar, has dodged NDTV's questions, is what we're being told. DKS didn't take any questions at his residence and left without answering them. That's the latest that we have for you.
So a lot of your supporters today have been coming, to meet you. So a huge number of supporters today coming to meet you. What would you like to say to the supporters today as they continue to wait in anticipation, sir? Just maybe a one word to the supporters, sir. DK sir, would you like to say anything to the supporters who've been coming in huge numbers? Sir. So a lot of your supporters today have been coming, to meet you. So a huge number of supporters today coming to meet you. What would you like to say to the supporters today as they continue to wait in anticipation, sir? Just maybe a one word to the supporters, sir. DK sir, would you like to say anything to the supporters who've been coming in huge numbers?
Deepak now joining me live. Deepak, the attempts there to speak to DKS, but not much being said there, rather nothing being said at all. He was leaving his residence. We've also, of course, heard from our sources at this point that the numbers seem to be with Siddaramaiah, and to take this decision in favor of DKS is highly unlikely at this point. All right, there seems to be an audio problem there with Deepak, but we will try and reconnect with Deepak there in a moment from now. But let's just once again try and see what Deepak was asking the Deputy Chief Minister, DK Shivakumar, while he tried to pose that question to him.
DK sir, would you like to say anything to the supporters who've been coming in huge numbers? Sir. So a lot of your supporters today have been coming, to meet you. So a huge number of supporters today coming to meet you. What would you like to say to the supporters today as they continue to wait in anticipation, sir? Just maybe a one word to the supporters, sir. DK sir, would you like to say anything to the supporters who've been coming in huge numbers?
All right, I think Deepak can hear us now and we can hear him as well. Deepak, the question to you was DKS keeping mum at this point, but sources also telling us that the numbers are stacked up with Siddaramaiah. Unlikely that he's going to hear any good news on that transition anytime soon.
Well, these are answers for the High Command to really give. Whether they want to really take any sort of, gamble at this point in time, considering the fact that there is an impending crisis. We've seen such similar situations in other, states as well. Here in Karnataka, you're talking about two veteran strong leaders. Now, yes, DK Shivakumar, of course, has been waiting quite patiently because he believes that, an agreement that was there will be honored by the High Command. Now, whether the High Command will deem fit that it is the right time to make this change, that is of course left to Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, and they say that the AICC General Secretaries as well will weigh in on this decision. So what really happens in the days to come is going to be interesting. It's not going to be an easy transition, so we'll really have to wait and see how things really pan out, and whether the High Command will be able to make a decision that pleases one and all.